So today, we are making another one-pan pasta dish that promises to be one of the best tasting ones we've ever done here on the show. We're talking a one-pan creamy broccoli pasta. Now once again, this is a true one-pan pasta dish where the pasta gets cooked in the same pan as the rest of the ingredients, not where the pasta is cooked separately and then added into the sauce. By using this one-pan technique, the starch in the pasta stays in the dish, which gives the entire pasta dish the most incredible textures and flavors, folks. This recipe is very easy to make. It's made with simple everyday ingredients and it comes together in a little over 30 minutes. Let's begin by grabbing a large fry pan, heating it with a medium heat, and adding in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. The olive oil I'm using for this recipe is from Apollo. This is their Miller's Favorite organic extra virgin olive oil. It's got such a beautiful depth of flavors and it works perfect with this pasta dish. Link where you can get some in the description box below. After heating the olive oil for 2 minutes, I'm going to add in 3 cups of broccoli florets, which is 525 grams. And mix the broccoli around with the olive oil, that way each floret is coated in the olive oil. Then I'm going to place the florets in a single layer and saute them for 2 minutes per side. This is going to give them a beautiful crusty sear. Now the florets of broccoli that I'm using, I got from a fresh head of broccoli. I just cut off the florets from the head. Cut the bigger florets into smaller ones, that way they're all evenly sized. And rinse them under some cold running water. After cooking the florets of broccoli for about 4 minutes and they have a light crusty sear on both sides, I'm going to remove them from the pan, set them aside and season them with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. Now using the same pan with the same heat, I'm going to add in another 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which once again is 30 milliliters. I'm also going to add in half of an onion that I finely diced, 1 red bell pepper that I roughly chopped, and 5 cloves of garlic that I roughly chopped. And mix the vegetables around with the olive oil. You want to make sure you mix this continuously, that way they don't brown too quickly and they all evenly saute. After about 4 minutes and the onion is nice and translucent and the rest of the vegetables lightly sauteed, I'm going to season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. We'll give it a quick mix, that way the seasonings are evenly coating the vegetables. And then add in 2½ cups of vegetable broth, which is 595 milliliters. The broth that I'm using is homemade. You'll find the recipe on how to make it in the iCard above and description box below. If you prefer, you can use water to make this dish, but by using the vegetable broth, it really elevates the flavors of the entire dish. And we'll turn up the heat from a medium heat to a high heat. And we'll give it a quick mix and bring it to a boil. Once the broth comes to a boil, it's time to add in the pasta. I'm going to be using penne pasta here, but you can use whatever pasta noodles you like. I'm going to measure out 2 cups, which is 200 grams, and add the pasta into the pan. And we'll give it a mix, that way everything's evenly mixed together and you don't have to mix this continuously, but do get in there every 2 to 3 minutes, that way all the pasta noodles are evenly cooked and they don't stick to each other. After about 9 minutes, and you can see the majority of that broth has been absorbed by the pasta, but there's still a little bit of broth left, I'm going to add in the reserved broccoli back into the pan. Mix it around, that way it's evenly distributed. Place a lid on the pan and lower the fire to a low-medium heat. And we're going to simmer this with the lid on between 3 to 4 minutes on a low-medium heat. This is enough time for the pasta to be cooked al dente and for those florets of broccoli to be perfectly cooked. After about 4 minutes, I'm going to turn off the heat and remove the lid from the pan. Once the pasta has slightly cooled off, it's been between 3 to 4 minutes, I'm going to add in 1 container of Greek yogurt at room temperature, which is half a cup or 125 grams. And once again, very important, make sure your yogurt is at room temperature, otherwise it can easily curdle. We'll season the yogurt generously with freshly cracked black pepper. The black pepper brings out an incredible flavor in the yogurt. And we'll gently mix this together until everything's well mixed. For the final touches, I'm going to finely grate in a kiss of manchego cheese over the pasta. The one that I'm using has been aged for 6 months, so it's got a nice bite to it, but it's not overpowering. You can use whatever cheese you like. And we'll sprinkle it with some finely chopped parsley. Our 1-pan creamy broccoli pasta is done. You saw this, easy to make, made with very simple ingredients, and it's all done using just 1 pan. Let's give this a try and see how it tastes. All right, folks, time for the moment of truth. Here we go. That is seriously one of the best tasting pasta dishes I've ever tasted. The penne pasta is beautifully cooked. It's nice and al dente, so it's got texture and it's not mushy. They have that beautiful creamy texture from the Greek yogurt, which makes it so much healthier than the heavy cream. All the vegetables mixed in there together with the kiss of manchego cheese and the star of the dish, that broccoli, everything together, an explosion of so much goodness. You saw this. Very easy to make, all done using just 1 pan for a very easy cleanup, and it comes together in a little over 30 minutes. Try this pasta dish at home. You will not believe how good it is. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, David Houston, Bert and Melissa Del Rio, Britt Saunders, and Tandy Urban. Once again, guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you're not with me on Patreon, consider becoming one, as it really helps with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this. You'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.